y'all doing? How y'all living, man? Are you feeling well? Are you ready to jingle your bells? Oh, we have had a very eventful day. If you didn't know, today was an eventful day. I am here to keep you updated with the latest information, okay? Um, it's been a long day. It's been a beautiful day, but it's also been an eventful day. A day where we can all grow and learn a little bit. Now, normally I like to talk about, fun things, peaceful things, but today I decided to talk about something a little bit different. Um, just because I wanted to. And I want to see how it's going to go over. But the truth is, there is something very wrong with our country. But I'm super excited to get into this. Hello, thank you for being here. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for the like. We have some things to talk about today because as millennials, we are so disenfranchised in our own country, and it's so difficult to get ahead just as a millennial. So I decided to have a conversation today. Um, uh, I'm from America. I live in America. I'm in Texas right now. Yeah, but one of the biggest issues we have is that these damn baby boomers won't go away. And these baby boomers buy everything. They won't put any of the money back into our pockets, and then they want to consistently judge us for being lazy, quote unquote, because we don't want to do what they want us to do in order to make sure that they can keep money in their pocket. And I just think that's crazy. I'm looking for this. Oh, I just had it. And so today I just wanted to talk about that. I think that it's a beautiful thing that the baby boomers have had so much prosperity for so long. I also think that it's absolutely ridiculous that they think that they're the only ones who deserve to prosper. So I just wanted to have an open dialogue, man. The baby boomers must be stopped. The baby boomers are literally the biggest threat I see to millennials and Gen Z ever having an enjoyable life. And it's because they have this mentality that says everybody else is lazy, and they're the only ones who ever worked hard, and they don't care. What's up? Thank you, Xander. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Can you tell me where in USA one can find mutual? No, I can't tell you that. But I'm definitely going to block you because what you're saying is not. Boom. Boom. That just happened. I did leaf removal today. Leaf removal, like actual leaves? I'm old and the youth is the future of the country. Thank you so much for saying that. Uh, I feel like there are baby boomers who definitely want to see us do well. I feel like the problem isn't the baby boomers that want to see us do well. The problem is the baby boomers that feel like in order to see us do well, it means that they're going to have to give up too much stuff. And so, just as millennials, we have to literally fight with the people who own the property, who own the business, and create all these problems. And so, I just want to make it to where all of us can have an open dialogue and all of us can understand that distributing the wealth is necessary to have a new generation that can come in and actually help America grow at all, because we feel like this isn't our country right now. As millennials, we don't own enough to say, you know what, I feel like I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life. I'm going to raise my family here. We're all looking for extra strategies. We're all saying this doesn't look like it's going to last long enough. And so I feel like if the baby boomers were just able to see how desperate we are to find something that we can latch onto, something that we could call our own, then they would understand, it's absolutely imperative for us to support the Gen Zers and the millennials so that we can allow America to keep growing. Please like the video, guys. Please consistently support, because we're trying to get to 500 subscribers. I thank you guys so much for being here. I need a new camera, bro. I have yours? Let's split it. Wow. So it's just really important that we have we have a open dialogue with the older generation for them to understand, hey, we are trying to help. Okay? The help that we do, what's up, Gabe? Thank you for being here. The help that we're trying to do is going to look completely different from what baby boomers would want or think is going to help. So I think it's super important for us to open up the dialogue to show them how they can help us. So that's how I started this. If you guys feel like there's something that you wish that Gen Z or millennials were able to do that we're not able to do, i.e. buying homes. That was really what brought up this whole conversation today, because today Donald Trump said that he didn't want to let private equity firms buy homes. Okay? He wanted to make it to where single families could purchase homes and not have to compete with these big companies, which I think is amazing. I think that's great. I don't care how you feel about Donald Trump. All I want is to make sure that the baby boomers will distribute the wealth and not hold on to it until they're dead and we have to pry it out of their hands. That's all I want. I want to create an environment where we can have equity in our homes or in our businesses and actually be valuable. Because right now there's all these interest groups, there's all these lobbyists, and nobody is caring about what the millennials need. And I think that has to change in order for us to feel like this is our country and we're going to be able to fight for it and care about it. Old people need to learn how much harder it is now compared to 40 years ago. Hey, I love the fact that you said that, Standurko. Thank you so much. I feel like now we're fighting so many different platforms, and it's making it to where if you don't understand what's going on as a younger generation, you don't understand how to help. And so a lot of times I have talked to older generations about the problems that we live with, and their answer will be, I don't care. How many times have y'all talked to, like, I remember growing up, I would be like maybe 12 or something like that, and I would talk to my uncles and aunts and be like, y'all need to stop throwing your trash on the ground, because this is our planet, and if y'all pollute it, then it's not going to be good for us when we grow old. And you know what they would always say? I'm not going to be here. That's not my problem. And I'll be like, what? You know how rude that is? What if you have kids? What if you have nieces and nephews? You don't want them to have to deal with all the problems that you're creating. They say, well, hopefully I'm not here when that happens. And that's the society that we're fighting with right now. The people who thought I'm never going to be here for that anyway. And now they're just so upset that they have to even see what's going on. I can help your market. Okay. What do you think of Zoran? I don't know. I think Mandini would be a bad president. Troy, would you rather be able to fly for 10 seconds a week or never have to go to the bathroom for life? How you hear about the shooting? Oh, no, I didn't hear about, there was a shooting in Minneapolis today. That's wild, bro. So much stuff is going on. I own my first home at the age of 23. That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing. How many 23-year-olds on here have a home right now? How many 25-year-olds own a home right now? It's something that to us, we don't even think about getting it anymore, because we're so programmed to the fact that we're going to be renting. We're not going to be owning a home. And if we do own a home, it's not going to be something that we really want, or we could see ourselves growing a whole family and having generations of kids in. There was a point in time where you could work at McDonald's and you could pay for college. Now, if you work at McDonald's, you won't be able to work at McDonald's and go to college, because they're going to say you're not dedicated enough to this job. You need to take on more hours. And I think that that's crazy. The fact that we have literally taken away the opportunity for people to grow and figure out what they want to do. Like yesterday, I was talking to one of the subscribers, and he was saying that he's in school right now, but he wants to do something else. He wants to have the opportunity to figure out what else he wants to do. And he's nervous that if he gets out, he's not going to have all the opportunities that he wants to have. How many of us are forced to do things, forced to jobs, forced living places because there's no possibility in taking your job, taking another job, and still be able to do what you want to do? It's a terrifying reality of our situation, man. We have to allow ourselves the freedom to figure out what direction we want to go in. And right now, we're all on an assembly line to making sure that the baby boomers get everything they need to make sure they get Social Security until they die. And then we're not going to get Social Security, but we need to make sure that they get Social Security and we pay for it. That's crazy to me. I think it's ludicrous. I said I can help your market, your business. Okay, how can you help my market and my business? Please let me know. Jobs were easy to get in the 80s, exactly. And now they're expecting so much from the people who come in. You have to be a jack of all trades in order to get a job that you actually are going to want to stay at. And then they want you to be so dedicated to these jobs that aren't dedicated to them at all. These jobs won't give you health care. They won't give you insurance. They won't help you at all. But they expect you to be so happy to be a part of this infrastructure and a part of their company. It's like I'm not getting what I expected to get from this job, so I cannot be excited about it. Sure, that's dope and all, but the people need an answer. Fly or more bathroom. I'm not going to answer your question. I say nobody over 67 should be working, taking away jobs from the youth. I think that's a beautiful idea. I think it's crazy that they're even making the retirement age older. They changed it to 65. I feel like in the next 10 years they're going to try to make it to 70 because they're so money hungry. How many times have y'all gone to Walmart and you see a greeter who's there who's old enough to be your great grandparent? And you're like, why are you here? And it's not in a rude way. It's just, hey, thank you for coming back. Understood. You're 67 now. So, and my thing is, I'm not trying to be rude to the greeters who are there. All I'm saying is something is wrong in our system to where you still have to work when you're 70 or 80 and you're at an entry-level position. Why can't we find a way to take care of these older people? Why can't we find a way for them to be mentors and be paid for being mentors? They have enough knowledge to be able to do it, you know? So I just think that it's an amazing concept, but I'm really hoping that we can get to the point to where we can honestly just do some self-reflection and realize, you know what, it is necessary for us to help however we can. And I feel like the easiest way for me to start helping is by having an open dialogue. So what do you guys think about owning homes? Do you guys think that it's actually possible for you to own a home now with the price that they are, with how much you're making? Do you think that you could see yourself owning a home before you were 45 years old? Yes or no? Just type yes or no in the comments. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you for being here. This is a serious and very real problem. If it's hard for some of them to walk at that age, how do they expect them to do full-time jobs? Exactly. And there's so much knowledge that these older people have. And like I was saying yesterday, we need to be able to have time to be apprentice. We need to have time for masters. Because a lot of these people who are taking these side jobs, they are masters in other industries. And they are just leaving those jobs, retiring, and then joining another job. And I think it's super important that we allow ourselves the time to be underneath a master and learn from these masters. Allow the masters to give us their wisdom. And they cannot do that when they're spending all their days on their feet greeting people because they can't afford to fulfill all their needs at home. You know what I'm saying? We have to create a way to inspire people to be able to help the older people and the younger people figure out how can we bridge the gap between the two generations so we can help one another. I'm with you, brother. Our country is in so much turmoil. Hey, I love that. Thank you so much for that. Hi, best friend. Hey, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here. Your breath stinks. Good. Everybody, everybody, no matter age, needs to work to feed themselves. I think that's crazy. Bell Z1M, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And Bell Z1M, I hope you live a long life, and in your life you get to the point to where you're ready to retire, and you realize that this comment that you just made is one of those comments that you have to live out. Because it is wild that you think no matter what age people need to work. What about those people that you see who are 85 years old and still working? You think that they should be working. You think that they deserve to work. That is crazy. You said everybody, no matter age, needs to work. So that means 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they need to be working. Wow. I feel like we've been in a society that has told us that for so long, to where we have lost our humanity. We have become machines with machine minds and machine hearts. And our idea of thriving is working every single day until you cannot work anymore. Just like on that movie Django, they said, and you gonna dig holes every day, and when you can't dig holes no more, they're gonna hit you in the head with a hammer and throw you in a hole. That's what you want people to do. You want them to work every day of their life in order to satiate the needs of these corporate giants that are making all this money while we can barely afford to buy a house. I think it's crazy that it costs so much to where you have to go into debt for over 20 years just to pay for school. I think it's absolutely ludicrous that we have to pay so much for car insurance. I think it's absolutely disgusting how expensive homes are right now and how much work it would take just to own a home. Some homes, just a normal home is like $250,000. A normal home. It used to be you could buy a home for $40,000, have a really nice home. How many times have y'all made $40,000 and been like, I can't even buy a home? How many times have y'all worked a whole year and been like, I couldn't even do a down payment on a home? We need to get back to growing gardens and have livestock. Exactly. You read my comment? Yeah, I read your comments. I was asking, what can you do to help us, help my business? Yes, everybody. I think that it would be a beautiful concept if we got it to where every single block, and when I say block, I mean electrical grids, because that's how we break down electrical grids. So every single block where the corners end has its own garden. And I think that would help us all so much understand how valuable food is, water is, and how valuable it is to grow your own produce. Okay? So say for instance, every single block grew something different. So you don't have everybody competing with who has the best strawberries, who has the best tomatoes. On this block in this community, we're growing the potatoes. On this block in this community, we're growing the onions. On this block over here, on this whole street, we grow all of the fruit. On this whole street, we grow all the vegetables. On that whole street, we grow specialty things. So that's where you could go and find things like pineapples. You could find things that were rare in the area, but they would still be something that were from your community. So you could support your community and still have exotic things, but everything that you grew over there was something different to where you could go to another community and you could still trade and do commerce with other communities. I think that would be a beautiful, beautiful initiative to start. No one needs work past the age of 60, in my opinion. Also, if they are younger, but they already maybe having problems like walking or price, they should be able to retire. I definitely think so. I feel like there's enough money in our economy and enough money in society to where we could be able to take care of the older people. And when I say older people, you should be able to retire by 60. Imagine if you retire by 60 and you can actually enjoy your life then. They want you to start working so soon. People start going to school at the age of 5. That's not even including pre-K. So imagine if by the age of 60, you are not expected to do anything. They can start making foundations that can take these older people to explore the world, to do all the things they didn't have a chance to do because they were so busy working. Y'all, please like the video. Please subscribe. It means so much to me when you guys do that. I just want to get this video out to other people who might be interested in it, okay? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for everything, man. It means so much. But yes, it's absolutely mandatory that we allow people to retire when they want to retire. It's absolutely mandatory that we are understanding to the fact that people want to enjoy their life. People don't want to just work for the sake of working. We're not going to be able to take it when we die. We're not even making enough to where we can leave it for our kids' kids. You know? Having trusts and all these things are beautiful, but how are you going to put something in it if you can't make enough money to buy it? You can't even pay off the home with a 50-year mortgage. You can't even pay off the home before you're dead. What's the point? You see what I'm saying? I spend $575 between my insurance and medication a month. And that's what I'm saying. Insurance is ridiculously expensive. And then as soon as something goes wrong, how many times have y'all had problems with your insurance company trying to get some money out? You don't even need to say it. I already know it. Anytime anybody has an accident, anytime anybody has a different, I build stuff. So I know what happens when people have issues and they call me in and they're like, oh, my insurance company doesn't want to pay for it. Is it possible that you can help me out with this? These insurance companies will not pay out, and they are so protected by legal statutes and all these immoral laws that allow them to hide behind their lobbyists. They allow them to hide behind these interest groups that say, you know what, you can't touch these people. All you need to do is pay them and make sure that you're up and current with your insurance, but it's not their job to pay you out because there's this loophole and there's this loophole and it's not their job. But that wasn't discussed every single month as you were paying, trying to make sure that you had everything taken care of. $575 between insurance and medication a month. That is crazy, y'all. I'm pinning your comment. Medication is too expensive. Insurance is too expensive. It shouldn't cost so much for things that we need to live. Do y'all see what I'm saying? And this is going to stay a normal thing. And y'all may say, so what does this have to do with Trump? If Trump does nothing else but upset the market, he's helping the millennials and the Gen Z, because it's too stable for everybody out there who is already invested into the market. You see what I'm saying? Like, he is helping us hurt the baby boomers. That's full stop. Because we don't have enough political power to hurt baby boomers. As millennials and Gen Z, we can't do anything. Because how many times have y'all had an interest group come to you and say, what do you guys need at your age? How many times have you had an insurance company come to you and say, how can we make you guys happy? They don't come to us. They're not worried about us. We're not their clientele. They're worried about an older demographic. So it's our job to make sure that they feel how important we are. And the only way we can do that is by upsetting their bonuses, upsetting their market value. And the only way we can do that is not paying for the things that are so normal and desensitized in our society for us to be paying for. You understand what I'm saying? I already answered that. Promote ads. Yes, share cropping. Yes. This is a fire idea. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You can tell I've been thinking about this stuff for a long time. Neighbors helping neighbors. Yes, not laughing at neighbors who are less fortunate. Exactly. All of y'all live in the same community. When the power goes out, all of us are miserable. When there's a water crisis, we're all thirsty. You see what I'm saying? And when we start putting faces to the names and skill sets to the faces of the people in our community, we will truly value them. Right now, you have all these people who live around you. You don't care what they do, where they're from, or what they're good at, because you don't need them. We're in a society now that says it's not important because you don't need anybody. You can do it yourself. You're self-sufficient. The truth is, ever since we started living that way, it has ruined our society. It is our job to go outside of ourselves and try to be the positivity that we want to see in the rest of the world. It is our job to do it. And I know it makes it difficult because we have so many private interest groups and so many equity firms and all these things that are making it difficult for us to even spread love, because we're in a state of survival. We've been in a state of survival as a generation since 2008. There has been political crash after political crash, after terroristic threat, after war. There has not been a chance where we had 5 years to just breathe and relax and to grow without the threat of, oh, what is the government going to do? Because they're always fulfilling their interests and making sure that we are terrified and trembling and hoping that everything works out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, we have to stop being so scared. I am disgusted of how many people our age are consistently terrified of even talking about politics. You are an ostrich with your head in the sand. Stop being a coward. Stop acting like politics is something only for older people. You're old enough. Stop acting like a child. It's time to understand that we need to explore how we can be a part of the economy. Okay, you can't do that by acting like, oh, they're talking about the government. I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna go watch Roblox. I'm gonna go play GTA. Go play GTA. It's not gonna make it go away. That rhymed. But y'all are so worried about these stupid things. Oh my God, did you listen to Little Yachty's verse? Do you like it when that? No, I don't care. I don't care. Not to be rude, but to tell you, I don't care as much as you don't care about politics. I don't care about these stupid rappers that you're talking about. Hannah Montana. I don't care. Just like you don't care to hear anything that has to do about social economics, I don't care about the rappers you like. Just like you think what I'm talking about is stupid, I think the rappers you're talking about are stupid. Just like you're happy that politics aren't on the radio, I'm happy that rap isn't in the Billboard Top 100. I said it. I don't care. I'm not hurt. My feelings aren't hurt that you think that I'm an idiot or that you think that I'm being a jerk. I do not care about what so many of you guys spend your whole life revolving around and acting like it's the center of the universe. A lot of that is just fluff to get our ideas off of the circus. It's a circus to get us focused on this while they're really controlling all the money and all the assets. And as long as we keep on worrying about VH1 and all the stupid things that are on TV and all the stupid things that are on Instagram and TikTok, we are not paying attention to what is really going on in the world and how we can change things. The Amish are a fantastic example of functioning system. Yes. And so many people are terrified of being Amish and doing things that Amish do. Amish have access. They have access if they want access. You know why they don't want it? Because we are full of contradictions and issues. Unnecessary contradictions. All the people who come in here talking about Diddy, talking about LGBTQ stuff. It's not bad that you feel that way. The problem is that's all that matters to y'all is foolishness. You're Diddy. You're gay. Are you in debt? Let's talk about that. Do you not own the car that you drive, but you think that you're doing something because you don't own it? Let's talk about that. Are you going to be able to own a home before you die without having to pay any notes on it? Let's talk about that. Will your insurance company give you everything that you've paid into it at any point in your life ever? Let's talk about that. That's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the difficult things that are pressing on my mind. Oh man, I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I gotta leave early. I got school. It's all good. No worries. Have a great one. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all the love. My Cron's Testament are Um. Treatments are 13.50.75 every 6 weeks. Wow. My Crohn's treatments. Okay. That's my copay. Wow. Are you hearing these numbers? And the truth is the doctors aren't making enough money. The doctors are making the same amount of money that they used to be making 25 years ago. So where is the money going? The doctors aren't making more. The lawyers aren't making more. Where is the money going? The medicine that they're giving us isn't even fixing the problem. They are band-aids. They are just exacerbating the problem for a longer and longer period of time. There is no cure for cancer. There's no cure for AIDS. There is no cure for gout. There is no cure for arthritis. All of the medication you want to take is not fixing the problem, but we charge more and more and more, and the insurance companies make money hand over fist. Hand over fist, and it's probably more like this, in order to make sure that they keep you in a servitude place to where you're consistently saying, well, I need this. I'm not going to be able to live without my medication. Is it living, or is it literally just surviving until the next payment? And then once you can't make payment, you see how they treat you? Once you can't make the payment, they throw you out like you're old trash. How many times have y'all heard stories about your grandparents or your old teacher who had to retire, or the person who used to work with you all of a sudden passed away because they couldn't afford their medication, or they couldn't afford to stay where they were staying, and nobody came to help? They allowed these people to die. That's going to be us in 25, 30 years. That's going to be us in 40 years. Because there are no things in place to help us, to save us, to stop us from going off this edge. We are at the precipice of an era where people cannot afford the necessities to live. And we are consistently hemorrhaging money to all these corporations in order to try to make them happy. But none of them are satiating our needs just for survival. What are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? What are we paying for? That's why I don't have home insurance. I put my money into building materials, and I'm going to remodel my house in a couple of years. I think that's a very smart idea. Find a great general contractor that you can trust and go for it. Never mind. Peace out. All right, bye. Not voting is a terrible idea. Your vote counts. Yes, you guys, y'all have to vote. But the things that you're voting on have to be things that do not allow these major corporations and these major interest groups in order to win. Okay? They are lobbying for all these things behind closed doors to make sure that the status quo can stay the status quo. It is our job as young people to invest in new ideas and new candidates who turn all of that on its head. Okay? It may give us instability for a little bit, but will instability for 3 years be okay if it means that we can live a life to where we can retire by 50? Where we can live a life to where we actually have medications that are homeopathic and not toxic? Do y'all know that chemotherapy is literally killing the things that keep you alive in order to try to help them to come back and then to keep you alive? You're literally killing the things that fight cancer in order to hope that you can reboot your system so that they will then start fighting cancer how they're supposed to. But then we're doing no research into the food that we're getting and how the food that we're getting and the phones that they're giving us and the environment that we're at when we're at work and the routers that are all over our homes are giving us these cancerous issues. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about Nicki Minaj and if her ass is fat and if she really cares about politics. Who cares? How is that helping you? How is that helping? What does Kim Kardashian have to do with you being happy? Y'all have made this bitch famous for doing nothing but looking good. Season after season of the same show talking about the same shit. But she's famous And we're out here struggling from year to year trying to figure it out, but we're steadily talking about keeping up with the Kardashians. They've been on the air. Who knows how long they've been on the air for now? It's probably been like 16 years now. And y'all are still watching these same stupid issues while you're dealing with real problems in your life. It is our turn to change the mentality. Start telling the people who are in charge what you care about and stop acting like it's not your job to talk about it. You can write a letter to your congressman. You can write a letter to your state representative. You can write a letter to your local municipalities, to your House of Representatives. You can write letters to the your town hall. There's so many people who can help you in your city, and you're not allowing yourself to reach out to them because you're scared that somebody might not listen, or they may tell you, you don't know what you're talking about. Hip hop died a while back anyway. Exactly. That's because you are intelligent. Oh, thank you so much. Honestly, the home ends up outliving the person. Exactly. Nobody is in the homes that they pay for. If you can't even give your home away, they have a death tax. If you die, you can't say, I want to give this to my child without your child having to pay a death tax. The only way you can do it is by putting it into a trust. And then your child becomes an executor of the trust. Do they teach us that in school? Have any of y'all ever had a class where they were talking about how to build a trust? How to use your business inside your trust? Has anybody ever taught you about that? All that school, the mandatory school, we got to go to high school, but they don't never talk about trust. They never talk about death tax. They never talk about how to make sure that you don't have to, how to pay taxes. They never talk about any of that stuff. And it's your job to know. Where? How? How can you be an informed citizen? You're as informed as they have allowed you to be. Everybody wants to feel so smart until somebody says something that makes you feel stupid, and then you want to get mad. I don't care if you feel stupid. You should feel stupid. Just because you have a college degree or a high school diploma does not mean you're educated. It means you're educated just enough not to know that you're stupid. If you only know what they taught you in school, you're a moron. If you don't pick up a book after school, you're an idiot. You're an imbecile. Pick up a book. Learn some philosophy. Learn some econ 101. And look at how many people are getting off the stream. I don't care if you're getting off the stream. I don't care that a lot of morons are mad about the fact that I'm saying you need to read a book. Get your ass off of here and go read a book then. Stop being so okay with being mediocre. We have built a whole society of people who have built dreams off of being mediocre people, and then they get mad when people say, you know what, you're not that great. You're not. What did you ever do that was exceptional? Oh, well, I read Huck Finn. Didn't they tell you to read that? Yeah. So what did you read on your own? Harry Potter? 2 thumbs up from Inkeldink and Herbert or whatever it is. Who cares? What did you learn? Because you took it upon yourself to learn. That's how the world become great. Nikola Tesla, he didn't go to college. You know how he became great? He started solving problems. Why don't you solve a problem? Why don't you find a problem? Why don't you come up with a solution for something small? It doesn't have to be radio frequencies and how to stop radio waves. It doesn't have to be creating the next Bluetooth or the next battery, even though we need those things. It could be something simple. How can you make sure that your crosswalk in your community is well lit so people don't have to get hit? Can you come up with that? Something simple. Feels great to see like-minded people on the internet. It gives me hope. Hey, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm screenshotting that too. Or diabetes, no cure. Exactly. You got people with diabetes who are taking insulin shots. They're super expensive. You got to take tests every day, multiple times a day. You got to take insulin every day. Insulin is something our body is supposed to naturally make. Why are we getting so much sugar in a Coke can to where it's going to offset your sugar intake? Why is that legal? Why are they creating something which sugar is more addictive than cocaine? Sugar is more addictive than cocaine. And they're allowing them to put unlimited amounts into drinks. If you drink a mocha frappe this big, this much of it is sugar. And we're wondering what's wrong. What's wrong? Why don't y'all want to go to the club? What is there to party about? Dude, you were cool all of these other days, but you turned fake. How did I turn fake? Bipolar, mister. How? You look like Benny Blanco. See? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all always talking about Benny Blanco. He said, never mind, peace out. I don't even know what he asked for. He said, I already answered the question. Let's go back and see what he was talking about. Promote ads. Okay, how can you promote my ads? I don't even have ads. I don't support Kardashians. Good. Thank God you don't support them. I like Kendall Jenner only. I don't even like her. She's fake. Like that baddie show. Don't like it. Don't like Natalie Nunn or Zeus. What blows my mind is most people can build a house and fix their car and grow their own food, but they are brainwashed into hopeless and helpless vegetables. Exactly. Instead of growing vegetables, we become the vegetables. We become the morons as opposed to saying, you know what, I'm going to go out and get my hands dirty and get in the soil and start bringing it back to life. I like your hat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I sold my daughter my house for $1, but I was fortunate to have made money in my life. Hey, that's beautiful. I love that so much. That's beautiful. Learn something new every day. Exactly. If you're not trying to learn something new, you are a blight on the world. You are a parasite if you're not trying to learn something new every day. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. If you don't like it, get off of here. Learn something. I take 2 different insulins a day and a pill. That's wild. And they can still make these foods that are toxic to our bodies and not put radioactive stamps on them. If you guys are not opening your eyes to the fact that it is our job to fix what's going on in the world ourselves by small steps, starting a garden in your community, starting a conversation in your community, starting to read books that other people aren't recommending, but there's something that you're interested in so you can learn. Stop trying to read the next Twilight great sensation and start reading, how can I build a battery at my house? I think that's interesting. If you think that's not interesting, find something you do find interesting. Find out how to sew. You know how many young people are sewing? There's so few people who are sewing now. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you look for a tailor, do you know how much they would pay you if you're a young person and you know how to sew? It is you can build a huge career just off of being a tailor. And don't be young and people actually want to see. The 40-hour work week or the assembly line is a death trap, respectfully. Exactly. And a lot of people get mad when you say stuff like that. These 40-hour work, man, you got to get out here, you got to work. No, maybe I should just get paid equally for the work that I'm actually doing, as opposed to having this business that I'm working for who is making these huge, ridiculous salaries, and then I'm just getting a percentile of that. That's ridiculous. You should make enough money to where you can live comfortably. You should make enough money to where you don't have to feel like you're starving, like your whole family is hoping that you get paid this week in order to pay for your necessities. You shouldn't have a daughter who's trying to go to prom and be scared I can't pay for the dress because my boss doesn't care, my boss's boss doesn't care. That's my problem. No, if they value you as a client, as a customer, as a employee, they should be helping you. If you guys aren't on the same page, they will be able to rip us apart like they have been doing. It is our job to be wide enough awake to where we can see it coming. They are screwing us. And the only reason they're able to do it is because we don't want to talk about it. We want to have, you know what they say? They say it's impolite to talk about politics and religion. You know what we should be talking about everywhere we go? Water cooler talk, politics and religion. Because politics and religion is how we get fucked. It's how we've always been fucked. The church was the original politics. And the church got out of the political game via the Holy Roman Empire. And after the Holy Roman Empire, they started hiring politicians in order to take all their sins away and make it seem like, hey, we're not doing anything. But the Holy Roman Empire still is in charge of everything that's happening. That's why they will bend the knee, kiss the ring, they will kiss the wall. They don't care what it is. They do not want to go up against these churches because they know the churches are the real power. And we act like the church is just somewhere where you go find God. No, the church is where you go find the real truth of where the money is going. That's the truth. Girl, shut the fuck up. Don't worry about the ads. Don't matter how you respond is trash. Okay. Hello. Where you from, bro? Texas. Meet. I really enjoy your streams. You are very talented and intelligent young man. Thank you so much. You are a very talented and intelligent young man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I'm posting your comment. Thank you so much. And I'm screenshotting it. Thank you so much. I feel like it's super difficult because there's so many people who get mad when you start talking like this. You start talking like this, they want to get off your live. They don't want to show you any love. They don't want to look at it and say, oh, I'm going to support that. Like, as soon as I start talking about something that's real, people want to get off the stream real quick. It's like, I don't know what y'all expected when y'all saw an Indian pointing at Donald Trump. What did y'all expect when you clicked on it? Did y'all think this wasn't going to be a talk that was going to be sort of deep? Y'all thought I just did that because it looked cute? Grow the fuck up. Facts is not about the shoe. It's if you can make the shoe. Exactly. We have to start understanding it is popular to be the only person. It is awesome to be the only person in the community that can make a shoe. It is awesome to be the only person in the community who knows how to gut a fish and take all of the entrails out and then create a wonderful stew for the whole community. It is amazing that you can take a goat's skin and use it in order to build clothing or drums or other things. If you don't know these kinds of things, it's not that you should feel bad. It's that you should open a fucking book. Stop being a moron. So many times people don't want you to talk like this. Oh, well, it's not marketable to be able to have people talking like that. You shouldn't talk like that. I don't care. People aren't supporting anyway. How many people do you have that are jumping in your DMs talking about, we want you to support our company? Even when they do ask to support their company, they're still trying to screw you. Best believe if somebody's asking you to do something for their company, they're making much more off of it than you're giving. Okay? Because that's how capitalism works. The whole idea is to get you to work very hard trying to obtain a carrot that somebody's going to dangle right in front of you and keep on moving and moving and moving and moving. You're never supposed to get the carrot. You're supposed to just work super hard for the chance that one day they might take it off the string and give it to you. Shouldn't you be in prison, statistically speaking? No, because you have so many people in your family that are already in prison to where I don't need to go. Free Ukraine. For real facts. Hi, hello, thank you for being here. I have to go. I'm having my ankle done tomorrow. You keep doing what you do. You are the future. Never back down or bow out. Hey, thank you so much, Stan Durko. You have a beautiful procedure. I hope everything goes well. Blessings to you. Blessings to your family. Thank you for the support. It means so much just to have you here. It means so much to have the few people who are here who understand. I know that there's so many people on this app, and so many people don't want to be the positivity in the world. They just want the world to sustain their Netflix binging and their retarded pursuit of Roblox blocks and stupid stuff. And it's like, it's so necessary to have people here who can actually understand we are in an unsustainable economy. We are consumers who do not know how to create. We are consumers who enjoy consuming. We were never built to be consumers like this. We were always born to be creators. You take care too, Stan Durko. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Let's pray for him real quick before he goes. God bless Stan Durko. God bless everybody who's been here. Please allow us to be safe. Put your covering protection over all of us. Help us to understand that it is our job to be the positivity we want to see in the world. It is our job to change the world. And sometimes in order to change the world, you have to be the fist that punches evil in the face. And sometimes evil does not look like a bad person. It looks like the person smiling, the biggest with the most money. And so we need to understand that you are the thing that's going to show us when we should not be looking to corrupt people to get guidance. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your provisions. In your name we pray, Amun. Okay, let me read this comment. Don't blame you for being frustrated. That's why the older people are so angry and disappointed. They see it too. Exactly. It's so crazy. Take care. Yeah, it's crazy. Amen. Thank you very much. No worries. My pleasure. Be safe, brother. Ace. Yeah, it's really crazy because there's so many older people who understand, and there's so many young people who don't want to understand because they feel like it's not their battle. And I feel like that's how the corporations start taking over. Is by us saying, it's not my fight. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to let other people deal with the problems. If you're not willing to deal with the problems, how can you expect to gain anything from the solution? But there's so many people who don't want to be a part of the fight, but they want to be part of the party at the very end. Just like these fair weather fans for college football and for basketball and for the NFL, these people don't watch any of the games. They don't care except for the season that their team does well. And then as soon as the team does well, they want to buy the jersey. They want to make other people feel bad because they watched the ESPN summary of the season and they watched a documentary that talked about how great a team was back in the 90s or whatever it may be. And then they want to act like they know everything about it. Hey, why don't you actually put some skin and some sweat into the game? How about you stop acting like it's your job to be on the sidelines? How about you stop acting like it's somebody else's generation's job to make your life so profitable? How about you act like you are smart enough to solve your own problems? Now is the time. Now is the time to allow yourself to open up your expansion portal, which is your brain. Open your mind and read a book. Don't read a fantasy novel. Read a book about learning a new skill. Learn something to where you can build something for your community, where you can be an asset as opposed to a detriment to society. You know what a detriment is? Somebody who is a parasite, somebody who just uses things and doesn't know how to create anything and looks down on people who create things because they say, oh, that's cringe. Oh, that's sus. Oh, I don't want to do that. You change tires? Ugh. You work at a recycling facility? Ugh. I don't want to do that. I want to be a content creator. What kind of content are you going to create? What are you creating? Is what you're creating changing the world or making it a better place? Is it causing people to think about things that they never thought about? Is it causing people to be better people? Is it causing people to open up their minds and open up their eyes to things that they never thought about before? Is it causing people to understand that they're humans and that there will be a time that they all die and nobody can change that? Will it help anybody what you're creating? Are the posts just, how do I look in this hat? Who gives a fuck? You look stupid. You look like a hoe. That's what you look like. How about you create something that can inspire a generation? Instead of saying, I'm going to create something that's going to inspire my followers to like something. We have this whole society full of people who are just users. Oh, I can't stand a loser. Make me itch. Don't use people. Use knowledge from people and grow upon their wisdom, upon their knowledge, and upon their skills to create something nobody has ever seen before. Use the opportunity of the internet to create new things. Don't use the internet to search porn all day. Don't use the internet to only search, what's the best movie to watch when you want to Netflix and chill? Use your abilities to improve your reality. I love that. Use your abilities to improve your reality. That means stepping outside of yourself, stepping outside of what you see other people do, allowing yourself to truly create something that is a new invention for the sake of bettering people, not for being famous. You should detest being famous. Not for being rich. You should detest being rich. You should do it for the fact of we are trying to create a society that is untethered from the binds of corporations and greed. From the idea that a government can control you just off of making sure that you have clean drinking water. That is a basic necessity. I shouldn't have to be begging y'all to stop dumping toxins in the water. I shouldn't have to beg you to stop bombing other countries. I shouldn't have to beg you for health insurance. I shouldn't have to beg you to be able to go to school so I can learn. I shouldn't have to beg you to make sure that the kids who do go to school are able to eat food for free. I shouldn't have to beg you to take care of the old people. If I'm doing that stuff, we are not able to grow how we need to grow as a society, as a people, as a civilization. Did you know that the only renewable energy that we have is Bluetooth? The only thing that's not hurting people and is not a diminutive thing, the only thing that another advanced civilization would see if they were looking for another advanced civilization, the only thing that they would see and say that is not something that is taking away from society is Bluetooth. We don't even like Bluetooth no more. That's how old the technology is. You come up with the next thing. You come up with something that can be great, that can be groundbreaking and change a generation. It can change the culture from saying we're going to worry about VH1 to we're going to be worried about everyone. Everyone save one. Save one person. If you can save one person, you're a good person. And don't pick somebody you roll with. Don't pick somebody in your family, your friend who you grew up with. Pick somebody who really needs some help. Try to pay it forward to somebody. Stop worrying about what you can get all the time. Y'all think I'm on here to be famous? I don't want to be famous. That's the most boring thing you could ever want to do is be famous. Y'all are lame who want to be famous. Stop wanting to be famous. Stop wanting to be rich. What you gonna do with it? How are you gonna change somebody? How are you gonna enact somebody to be a better person? Instead of trying to make people rich just so you can say, I was there. I was there. I did that. Yeah. You better do that. She slayed that. Oh my God. Did you see her? Oh my God. She is it. Y'all are whack. Y'all are literally filling yourselves up mentally with bullshit. I said it. And you know it's true. Because every day you feel empty when you stare at the ceiling getting ready to go to bed. You know it's true. That's why when you look at your posts and they don't get a lot of likes, you know you're empty. You're hollow. You're a shell of who you used to be when you were a little kid. That little kid version of you is better than who you are right now. Because you're so worried about making people happy and proud of you who don't even care about you, man. You don't even care about you. You don't care about your own society. You don't care about your community. You worried about making other people feel like you're big shit. You're popping. How? Where? What have you created? Who have you helped? If you're not able to say how you have invested and helped somebody else, you're not doing anything with your life. It's not about how you talk. It's not, oh, well, you said a bad word. I'm not going to listen to you. Did y'all hear what he said? It's not about that. It's about, are you helping? People may say, Troy, you seem angry. Why should I be happy? I ask people that. What is there to be happy about? You got people dying every day from diseases that should be curable. You got people working their whole life in order to try to make enough money to buy a home, and then they get foreclosed on and they can't even take their home and give it away to their family. You got people who are sitting here going to school their whole life to try to make the world a better place, just to find out that their industry was never meant to make the world a better place. It was meant to make money. Some of the biggest corporations are corporations that we are forced to put upon us. I'm delusional? Tell me how I'm delusional. Explain it. What's your synopsis on how I'm delusional? It's easy to say some bullshit. Preach, preacher. You got the floor. I don't care if everybody gets off here. Everybody can get out of here. I want to know how I'm delusional. What's delusional about what I'm saying? I'm going to give you some time while I'm reading the rest of the comments. You got the floor with my delusional ass. You got the floor, smart ass. If you can, move down south and find a small community. If you haven't already, you belong down here with us, brother. We barter and help each other and watch over each other. Hey, beautiful. Hey, I am in the south. I am in the south. And the truth is, we can do better. We have to help everybody understand that what we're doing is unsustainable. See what I'm saying? Man, I hate y'all. We get it. You like boys. See what I'm saying? These people are so perverted. They're so fucked up in the head, y'all. These are the people who make porn the number one search thing on the internet. Because all they're worried about is stupid, inconsequential things. I just want to bust a nut. I don't want to solve a problem. I just want to make my problems go away. Where are the drugs? Where's the porn? All y'all want to talk about is the inconsequential, I'm not going to change nothing stuff. Be better. Facts. You're delusional. He's not, you are. Thank you so much for that. And he said, you suck. Thank you so much. And yes, sir. Hey, he never said anything. We waited for your dissertation. You didn't say nothing. I'm tired of yelling. I hope you guys had a beautiful night. I hope y'all have a better day tomorrow. I hope you guys can internalize what I've been talking about and make your society a better place. Tell your president to chill. Cheers from Mexico. We got another idiot on the stream. I want all of us to be better. I want us to open our minds and close our mouths. Just take some time to be a better person, to learn, to understand how you can help the world. And if you don't think you can help the world, shut the fuck up. Tell us your great idea. You want the president to shut up. I'm not even saying I'm down for Trump. You talk about my president. Okay, I'm not even saying I'm down for him. All I'm saying is if you got a great idea, now you have the floor. Smart ass. What's your great groundbreaking idea? Why should we vote for you? I don't give a fuck about your high. People get so used to you being nice, they start tripping out when you start being a normal person. You can't go off on nobody. Hey, I go off on people. I can only be nice because I can experience both dualities of the pendulum. I have fully integrated my yin with my yang. So if you see me trying to inspire you to be a better person, just know, because I got that dark shit on deck. Okay, clown, enjoy your 13 viewers. Oh, 12, sorry. You're on my live, bitch. Go to your own live. Maybe I'll go to your live and watch you. I don't give a fuck. It could be 5 because you could go. I'm getting off of here anyway. Be merry, bitch.